right, so in this video, we're going to be introducing what partial fraction decomposition is. And what it really means is we're going to take this and turn it back into the two fractions or three fractions or more that we actually added together or subtracted to create this one fraction. So over here, we need to find first a common denominator. So our LCD here would be all of the things that we have in our denominator, but we want the smallest that we can get. So we need a 5. 5 will cover both sides. We need an x plus 3, and we also need an x minus 2. So that will be our common denominator. So this way we can create a common denominator here, a common denominator here, and allow us to add them. So on the one on the left, we need to multiply top and bottom by x minus 2, which would give us 9x minus 18. Now on the 4, before we do that, we always want to make sure it's an addition. So we just bring the negative into the top, and that way we will distribute the negative correctly. So this is x plus 3, x plus 3. So distributing that gives us negative 4x minus 12. See, that's what we needed. Now you can see here that they have the same common denominator, so that allows us to add them and make one fraction. So 9x take away 4x is 5x minus 30. And then now we're supposed to factor kill. So we factor out of 5. And then we cancel the 5. And we end up with x minus 6 over x plus 3, x minus 2. And if we multiply that out, it's your choice if you want to do that. That would be x squared plus x minus 6, which is our fraction here. So now what partial fraction decomposition is we're going to take this and create it back into its partial fractions. So the two fractions that we added. So we're going to do this back into that. And that's what the skill is. So to start that, what we do is this. We know that our factored form here is x plus 3, x minus 2. And then x minus 6 is our numerator. So since we have those two denominators, looking back up here, you can see how they're split. One is here and one is here. And then we have some number here. This is really 9/5, and this is really negative 4/5. So what we can do is say that this is equal to a over x plus 3 plus b over x minus 2. So we know there has to be some number here and some number here, some a and some b, that when we add these together, we end up with this. So we're just making a quick little guess here. And then we just work in reverse. So once we had these fractions, right, we had to multiply top and bottom to create this one fraction. So we know if we multiply this one by x minus 2 and this one by x plus 3, it will take us back to here. So that's our first step. We're going to go x minus 2. Let's do it in red just like before. To our a over x plus 3 plus, and then our b over x minus 2. We're going to multiply that one by x plus 3. So you can see it's the same basic steps. What we're doing is making a guess, and then we're going to multiply top and bottom. And as you do these, you don't have to do all this work. It's going to be very, very quick. This is just an intro to show you why we're doing what we're doing. Okay. So now we end up with ax minus 2a plus bx plus 3b all over the common denominator of x plus 3, x minus 2. And we know that this is equal to x minus 6 over x plus 3, x minus 2. So you can see that the tops are equal to each other. So we know that ax minus 2a plus bx plus 3b is equal to x minus 6. So if we take our x's and put them together, and we take our a's and put them together, a's and b's, our constants, we end up with this little setup. And so what we can do is think about it this way. Our ax and our bx would have to equal x. So if I factor out an x, I end up with a plus b. And so that has to be 1x. So our a plus b has to equal 1. And then over here, this is our constant, so negative 2a plus 3b. That would have to be the negative 6. So I'm going to put a plus in here like that. So we know that a plus b has to be 1, and negative 2a plus 3b has to be negative 6. So if we write that, it gives us a nice little system of linear equations. And you could sit here and just plug numbers in until they work. And so like for me, I would say 1 and 1 is 1. And if I check that here, I get 1 and 1. It doesn't work. So what we can do is something that's a lot quicker. If you remember, we had matrices. So this is 1, 1, negative 2, 3, 1, and negative 6. And now you can also use systems of linear equations where you multiply this one by 2, and then you add them together and then solve. But we're going to use the calculator. So if we take that and we plug in our calculator, so you go to your matrix, you go to edit, and you select 1, it doesn't matter which. Now this is a 2 by 3, so we do 2, enter, 3, enter, and we enter it in 1, enter, 1, enter, 1. Just like that. And so you just keep hitting enter as you move through all of them. Make sure you verify that they're all correct. Hit second, quit, and then we're going to go back into our matrix. So second and matrix. This time we're going to actually find something. So we're going to go to math, scroll up to RREF, and then we'll go back into our matrix. And there's a video on this that you can watch. I go a little bit slower. And then this now is going to give us to us in decimals. What we want is fractions. So we go math, number 1, and then we hit enter, and it gives us our answer. So we're saying x is 9/5, y is negative 4/5. So we get a equals 9/5 and b equals negative 4/5. So this is our a column and our b column. Let's double check that, but there they are. So now if we go back to our fractions up there and we take the 9/5 and plug it in for the a, we end up with 9/5 over x plus 3 plus negative 4/5 over x minus 2. And then rewriting this is 9/5, right? X plus 3 minus 4/5 x minus 2. And what was the fraction that we started with? There they are. Same exact answer. So this is the steps. You just basically make a guess by multiplying top and bottom by the common denominator. You're going to create this. And so we can do this a lot quicker in our steps. We don't actually have to rewrite this step right here. We're just going to go, oh, well, it's going to be a times x minus 2 and b times x plus 3 has to equal x minus 6. So in the next video, we're going to actually do an integration with partial fractions, and we'll do the exact same problem, but this time a lot cleaner, a lot quicker. And so we'll go straight from here to pretty much here to answer. So it'll be a lot quicker.